Today, our topic is how to use Stoicism to improve decision-making. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. It is not about being emotionless or cold, but about understanding that our emotions and reactions are within our power, even when the world around us is not. By using Stoic principles, we can make better decisions, stay calm in difficult situations, and live a more meaningful life. Let's explore how Stoicism can help us improve our decision-making in everyday life. First, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control. This is one of the most important ideas in Stoic philosophy. The world is full of things we cannot control: other people's actions, the weather, traffic, or even the past. But we can always control how we respond to these things. When making decisions, we often worry about things that are outside our control, and this can lead to stress, confusion, or bad choices. For example, if you are deciding whether to take a new job, you might worry about what your coworkers will think of you, or whether the company will succeed in the future. But these things are not in your control. Instead, focus on what you can control: your own effort, your preparation, and your attitude. By focusing on what is within your power, you can make clearer and more confident decisions. Second, Stoicism encourages us to practice self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to do what is right, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. Many of our decisions are influenced by short-term desires or fears, which can lead to poor outcomes. For example, you might choose to eat unhealthy food because it tastes good, even though you know it is bad for your health. Or you might avoid a difficult conversation because you are afraid of conflict, even though it is necessary for a good relationship. Stoicism teaches us to resist these temptations and fears by focusing on our long-term goals and values. When making decisions, ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? What will help me grow as a person? What will bring me closer to my goals? By practicing self-discipline, you can make decisions that align with your values and lead to a better life. Third, Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot change. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected events. No matter how carefully we plan, things do not always go the way we want. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control everything, and that is okay. Instead of wasting energy on things we cannot change, we should accept them and focus on how we can respond in the best way. For example, if you lose your job, you cannot change the fact that it happened. But you can control how you react. You can look for new opportunities, learn new skills, or use the time to reflect on your career goals. By accepting what we cannot change, we can make better decisions and move forward with a positive attitude. Fourth, Stoicism teaches us to think rationally and avoid emotional reactions. Emotions are a natural part of life, and they can provide valuable information. But when we let our emotions take over, we can make impulsive or irrational decisions. For example, if someone insults you, you might feel angry and want to respond in the same way. But this reaction might make the situation worse. Stoicism teaches us to pause and think before we act. Ask yourself, is this emotion helpful? What is the best way to respond? By thinking rationally, we can make decisions that are calm, thoughtful, and effective. Fifth, Stoicism encourages us to reflect on our decisions and learn from them. No one makes perfect decisions all the time, and that is normal. What matters is that we learn from our mistakes and use them to grow. After making a decision, take some time to reflect on it. Ask yourself, what went well? What could I have done differently? What did I learn from this experience? By reflecting on our decisions, we can improve our judgment and make better choices in the future. Sixth, Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment. Many of our decisions are influenced by worries about the future or regrets about the past. But the only moment we can truly control is the present. When making decisions, try to focus on what is happening right now. Ask yourself, What can I do today to move closer to my goals? What is the best choice I can make in this moment? By focusing on the present, we can reduce stress and make decisions that are grounded in reality. Seventh, Stoicism reminds us to live according to our values. Each of us has values that guide our lives, things like honesty, kindness, courage, or respect. When making decisions, it is important to think about these values and choose actions that align with them. For example, if you value honesty, you might choose to tell the truth even if it is difficult. If you value kindness, you might choose to help someone even if it is inconvenient. By living according to our values, we can make decisions that bring us peace and fulfillment. Eighth, Stoicism teaches us to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of appreciating what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack. When we are grateful, we are less likely to make decisions based on fear, envy, or greed. For example, if you are grateful for your current job, you might be less tempted to take a new job just because it offers more money. If you are grateful for your relationships, you might be less likely to compare them to others or take them for granted. By practicing gratitude, we can make decisions that are grounded in contentment and joy. 9. Stoicism encourages us to embrace challenges and see them as opportunities for growth. Life is not always easy, and we will face many difficulties along the way. But these challenges can help us become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. When making decisions, try to see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. For example, if you face a difficult project at work, you might see it as a chance to develop new skills or prove your abilities. If you face a personal setback, you might see it as an opportunity to reflect on your priorities and make positive changes. By embracing challenges, we can make decisions that lead to personal growth and success. 10th, Stoicism teaches us to be humble and open-minded. No one has all the answers, and we can always learn from others. When making decisions, it is important to listen to different perspectives and consider new ideas. For example, if you are deciding how to solve a problem, you might ask for advice from someone with more experience or do research to learn more about the issue. By being humble and open-minded, we can make decisions that are informed, thoughtful, and effective. Finally, Stoicism reminds us that we are part of a larger community. Our decisions do not just affect us, they also affect the people around us. When making decisions, it is important to think about how they will impact others. For example, if you are deciding how to spend your time, you might consider how it will affect your family, friends, or colleagues. If you are deciding how to use your resources, you might think about how it will benefit your community or the world. By considering the impact of our decisions on others, we can make choices that are ethical, compassionate, and meaningful. In conclusion, Stoicism is a powerful tool for improving decision-making. By focusing on what we can control, practicing self-discipline, accepting what we cannot change, thinking rationally, reflecting on our decisions, living according to our values, practicing gratitude, embracing challenges, being humble and open-minded, and considering the impact of our decisions on others, we can make better choices and live a more fulfilling life. Stoicism is not about avoiding challenges or emotions, it is about facing them with courage, wisdom, and resilience. By applying these principles to our daily lives, we can become better decision-makers and create a life of meaning and purpose. Remember, the quality of our decisions determines the quality of our lives. So, take a moment to reflect on your choices and ask yourself, what would a Stoic do? By following the wisdom of Stoicism, you can navigate life's challenges with clarity, confidence, and peace.